good afternoon and welcome back over to Epcot Center. And as you know, last week we actually talked about Destination D and stuff that's going on at Hollywood Studios. Today we're gonna talk about what they announced over at Epcot today. So we're gonna head on in. There's a lot actually announced for Epcot, a lot too. So we're gonna head on in and check that out. Also check out some of the Guardians coaster, because as far as I know, they actually installed the first piece of track. So it's gonna be a fun day. Also, a little bit of rain, so that makes it even more fun. And as just a quick reminder, every time I do an Epcot video now, just a reminder that, you know, Epcot will be going through some major changes, and one of the biggest changes will be in 2020, they will be starting a 2-year-long renovation, refurb, pretty much a reimagining of Spaceship Earth. The track design may be different, the entry and exit may be in different spots, and it may be a whole new just track layout. So that's something I can't wait to see, but it's going to be a long work in progress because they wanted to have it ready for the 40th anniversary of Epcot. Also, remember my comment I just made a few minutes ago about some rain? Yeah, some rain rolling in, and this is going to make it real interesting to try to film today. Yep, still been about 5 to 10 minutes, and it looks like this may go on just for a little bit longer. I was kind of hoping maybe I could go up and into Art of Disney, but it's picked back up again. So I'm just gonna hang out underneath Spaceship Earth. Well, looks like the rain's finally given up for just a few minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my way over to Guardians of the Galaxy 1, because I want to talk about, they announced the new car, but also look at see if we can see that new piece of track they put in, because you can actually see it coming into the park. So if I can't see it here, we may go back out as we're coming out and look at it there. So if you have an idea of the weather still, besides just the rain, it is gonna be about 80-something degrees today. Tomorrow's supposed to be 70. Last week, we were in the 40s. So unfortunately, Florida does not have a consistent temperature during the holidays, so just keep that in mind. Also, it may rain on you like it just did to us, so makes it even more of an interesting situation when you come to Florida this time of the year. So like I said, so Guardians of the Galaxy during Destination D got its car announced. So the cars for this ride has been announced, and it looks like it's going to be a spinning coaster, very similar to something similar like in Silver City up in Branson, Missouri, somewhere we're hoping to visit over the next couple of years, with a controlled spin on it. However, Disney put a new patent in for a potential where it spins on an axis, so that you get kind of sit up a little bit higher and stuff. And they did release there was some test footage leaked, but I will just put like what the car looks like, and it's supposed to be like these trains of 4 of this car that are gonna make up the whole ride. And I wonder, like, with it the new track piece, the way it looks like it's definitely gonna be a launching coaster that's gonna launch you into the giant building they built back there, which are starting to cover up with walls, so you probably won't get to see any more what's going on back there. So, with that being said, I am really excited to see that, because, like I said, in Silver City, they did have a new coaster called Time Traveler that actually is a launching coaster. And with this like possibility of being a launching coaster means that there is more chances once you get inside the building, it may pick up speed again, but there's gonna be no inversions on this ride. So I'm guessing, especially if you're gonna be sitting side by side, I'm guessing a height restriction, especially knowing Disney, between 38 and 42 inches, because Space Mountain, which has no inversions, has no lap restraints 44. That's because you sit one in front of the other. But then you have something like, you know, Rock and Roller Coaster at Hollywood Studios, that is a 48-inch height requirement because you have a shoulder restraint. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm really excited. And they said it's supposed to be called a storytelling coaster. So, I don't know about y'all, but getting that information is super exciting, because in the next 2 years, we're gonna get 2 brand new coasters in Guardians of the Galaxy here, which there's no name been announced and no opening date. Speculation just still that 2021 time frame. And also Tron over at Magic Kingdom, which there's a lot more going on with Tron that we may see tomorrow. So let's check that out. Let's head over right next to Test Track and between Test Track and Mission Space, and let's talk about the new space restaurant, because I forgot that they had actually made some announcements about that as well. So now we're kind of over here by where they're doing all the construction for the new space restaurant, which actually the name kind of got leaked out. Wasn't really much announced at Destination D, but the new name sounds like it's going to be called Space 220. And apparently it's going to be where you're going to take elevators, very similar to like what you see at the World Trade Center, and there's something out in Dubai, where it'll take you all the way up, and when you exit out, you're supposed to be in space. And it's supposed to have like a 250-foot long screen that looks like you're looking out over space. It's supposed to give like the feeling you're going to the International Space Station. And they're saying 2019 for this. So if you look at it for Epcot, so far 2019 we've got this coming, and then one other thing up in the World Showcase. Alright, now we're going to make our way back up because we came back to the fountain area next to the Starbucks, and where the rest of our announcements are going to be up in the World Showcase. So we'll start by going up to the main World Showcase Lagoon area like we did that one time when we talked about getting the news that Illuminations is leaving. We now officially have word of what is going to be coming in its place. Alright, now that we're up here in the World Showcase Lagoon of where Illuminations Reflection of Earth currently takes place, let's talk about that. We made the comment and we got the confirmation that Illumination was leaving in 2019. We did find what it's going to be replacing in 2019, but it's not actually a permanent show. What we actually got is a temporary show that's supposed to hold us over until 2020. So the temporary show that will be here starting, and they say, I think it said late 2019, it's going to be something called Epcot Forever. Epcot Forever is a temporary show with many like projections and lights and everything. It's supposed to like have a bunch of the new stuff that they've been trying out, especially like at Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, lasers, lights, projections, you know, all the cool stuff that they've been doing. But actually what the Epcot Forever is, it's actually going to be attractions from past and present. And actually the whole thing will start with the original One Little Spark from the original Journey into Imagination from the original ride. And a lot of reasons I feel like they're doing this is to celebrate its past and its present, but also celebrate what we have coming to the future. Alright, so I have to read this next part because like I said, late 2019 is when we're getting Epcot Forever, a very temporary show. But what we'll be getting in 2020 is a new show that has not actually been announced. I have to read this because I don't remember all this off the top of my head. So the new show that will come, which has no name, will feature, let's see, what's it? Massive floating set pieces, custom built LED panels, choreographed moving fountains, lights, pyrotechnics, and lasers. And I'll be honest with you, that sounds intriguing. That sounds like a lot of fun, but that's the only thing they've talked about it. And they said they'll try a lot of these new lasers, these moving, fountains that they are going to have, probably during Epcot Forever. Something though we do need to see, so that's kind of the cool thing. So we have two new shows we'll get to see in 2019 and in 2020 as we progressively work our way back towards, you know, the 40th anniversary of Epcot, which will be in 2022. And I think that's what they're kind of aiming for, to be done with everything. They're not looking to be done by the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. They're looking to be done by the 40th of this park. But one thing we'll have to do is we have to come back out at some point during the night and see Illuminations with what's called a holiday tag. And they do a lot of the holiday music, and they set off essentially 4 times more fireworks than they need to. So let's see that. Now we have to go from over here, because this was the second of the 3 big things that were announced, and we have to head over to France. And yes, we know about the Ratatouille ride, but we actually got a name for it, but also a couple of other things that are coming to it. So let's head on over to France really quick. So another thing I just really want to point out, because we're almost here to France, but I just want to put this out there. I will do a purely just Skyliner video, talking about the Skyliner and the updates and showing off some of that stuff. That will come as a different video because there's so much to show. Hoping to go to those resorts and see those resorts, so it may be a long day to film it. But one of the things is during this time frame, as they are working on the Skyliner, and as you see they have some cables up, which means they're getting quite far along. Is during this time, the friendship boats that usually run from here to Hollywood Studios may have some brief downtimes, which means they may close early, they may not open certain days. It just all depends on what they're doing construction-wise. Because they're running those wires, and they're trying to do some more construction work, like over in that area, they may not be able to operate the friendship boats safely. And that's the concern, is that Disney doesn't want to run something if it's not going to be safe. And so that's kind of the idea, is that it had been told it was going to be closed, but I think they were able to work around that. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you're looking to go from here to Studios and you want to take the friendship boats, you may have to double check to make sure they're actually running for the day. So I can tell you, out of all the areas in Epcot, France has got the most going on. So not only do you have the new Ratatouille ride, which we just got the official name of it for our version, because there will be different versions. You kind of see right there, oh sorry, my phone, this is just how I keep all my notes together. The green building, that's where the Ratatouille ride's gonna be going, and the Ratatouille ride for us will be called Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. which is a different name than what they have in Paris. Because theirs is like in French and it means something different. But our version is going to be called Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, coming in May of 2020. I think that was the official date. If I'm wrong, then that's just how it is. But what's going to be coming along with Remy's Adventure is a brand new attraction. They're going to have a Beauty and the Beast sing-along. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest with you, Allie is the most excited about that. Because it will be a brand new attraction, but it will not be replacing anything in this area, so it's a brand new thing. So not only will you have Remy's Adventure, you have Impression de France, which is in the back. You also have this new sing-along, but it's actually going to be a new experience that will be based on the live-action version of Beauty and the Beast. And it'll be, I think, who's the guy who does it? I can't remember. I know the guy's name that was out there somewhere, but you have those three things that are gonna be in this one pavilion. I know France has been really pushing to have some new things for it. And I mean, a lot of things today. It's just raining. It's been raining off and on, but I'm really excited to see all this. Now I am gonna stop and try to get a good picture, see if I can get a good shot of the building for Guardians of the Galaxy and maybe see how much of it's covered right now. Alright, you can see right there, there's the Guardians building, and you can see it's kind of be covered in like a bluish color outsiding. Now I think they're doing the walls now because with them starting to build the coaster, especially with the fact you can see the first track that piece they laid, which I'll try to hopefully either I put it in or we'll see it before we leave. It's a lot coming along, and I'm really excited because it is not going to be a very bright color. It's not going to be like Test Track off to the right there, which is all silver. You have this nice blue colored building behind it. So I can tell you right now, this park has a lot to come and I'm super excited for it. So after our second good rainstorm we just had now in the last hour, I just want to kind of make the comment that I think the way Epcot's rolling is that they won't start most of their stuff, like really any kind of improvements, probably till 2019. Because I think what they're going to do is they're going to wait till after Hollywood Studios is done with theirs, because Hollywood Studios is trying to get to their 30th anniversary, which is next year. Epcot still has till 2022 to get to their 40th, because it's always going to be a year after the Magic Kingdom, like for their anniversary. So Epcot is probably going to give itself for the next 6-7 years, or like 4 to 5 years, to give itself time to get ready for its 40th anniversary, which I think they're going to go all out for it here for sure. So you may not see much going on, you may just see these two buildings going on, but besides that, anything else that's going to go on, because not much else has been announced for Epcot. After, I think it was 2016, they made the huge announcement about the fact that they're going to be putting a lot of money into this park. So really all we know of is Ratatouille, the new sing-along in France, Guardians, and that's about really it at this point. So still got a lot to be done before the 40th anniversary. And Florida being the state it is, very weird because like I said, no more than just about 5 minutes ago it was pouring so hard you couldn't see, and now sunlight again. So that may happen. The great thing about Walt Disney World than anything, there's a lot of covering, and then you can just run in there, and then 5 minutes later you're good. So we're gonna make our way out at this point. Okay, now with the rain still kind of hitting off and on, we've talked about everything that we have to talk about. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day from Epcot. But man, I can tell you right now, over the next 3 years at Walt Disney World, we got a lot going on, from here to Studios to Magic Kingdom and everything in between. And plus we have 3 new resorts that are possibly coming up at some point too. Man, there's a lot going on. I'm really excited for that. So, but with all that being said, as I do head out for a very fun and very good day here at Epcot, I will see y'all next time.